Good morning, everyone. This class will discuss about the other methods of sequence alignment. In the previous class, we just outlined the various methods of sequence alignment. We have three different methods, and these are basically for the pairwise alignment of sequences. As it is listed here, the methods are dot plot or dot matrix, dynamic programming, heuristic methods. In the last class, we discussed in detail about dot plot or dot matrix. Now, let's discuss about the next method of sequence alignment, that is dynamic programming method. As I mentioned earlier, all these methods, whatever listed here, they work both for nucleotide as well as protein sequences. Now, let's learn more about dynamic programming method, which is the method of pairwise sequence alignment. The basic principle of this dynamic programming method is that it breaks a problem into small sized subproblems and then find out the solutions for these subproblems. The solutions of these subproblems are used to find out the solution for the larger one. So that what happens, the solutions of these subproblems can be reused instead of solving them again and again, because of which we can save a lot of time. I repeat, the principle of this dynamic programming method, it breaks a large problem into small size subproblems and find out the solutions for these subproblems, use the solutions of these subproblems in order to solve the larger one. The advantage is that the solutions of these subproblems can be used again and again instead of solving them several times, because of which we can save a lot of time. That is the basic principle of this dynamic programming method. Moving on, this dynamic programming method is considered to be very important method of sequence alignment in order to produce the optimal alignment between the two sequences that are under consideration. These two sequences could be nucleotide or protein sequences. This method, it compares every pair of characters in the two sequences and it generates the best alignment between them. Whenever we align any two sequences, there are only four possibilities we find in the alignment. What are those four possibilities? That could be a match, or it could be a mismatch, or it can be gap. The gap could be in the first sequence or it could be in the second sequence. And why these gaps are added in the alignment? We are not new to this concept. In the previous classes, we discussed in detail why do we do alignment, how the alignments are done, and why the gaps are introduced during the process of alignment. The gaps are added in the alignment to get the maximum number of matches, because the alignments with maximum number of matches are considered to be optimal or best alignment. And another thing required while doing alignment is a scoring system is used to check the quality of the alignment, and the scoring scheme whichever we apply, that should be favoring the matching of identical or similar characters. And if the gaps are introduced in the alignment, those gaps need to be penalized. That means there should be some negative scores incorporated in the scoring scheme, whichever is applied for carrying out the alignment. The dynamic programming method, it uses a method in which a matrix is filled with alignment scores between the aligned characters in order to avoid the recomputation. It uses a matrix to fill the alignment scores between the aligned characters in order to avoid recomputation. To fill a value in a particular cell of the matrix, the particular cell of the matrix is Vij, when the matrix name is V. To fill a value in the particular cell of the matrix V, that particular cell is Vij, it is required to know the score for the matrix positions with respect to diagonal above and left to ij. Don't get confused. When I show the matrix and then explain, that would be clearer. So this is what I was telling. The dynamic programming method, it uses a matrix to fill the scores of the aligned characters so that the recomputation can be avoided. If you want to fill a particular cell in the matrix, say for example, this is the particular cell, you have to fill in the matrix. This matrix is named as V. When you name this matrix as V, this particular cell is Vij. If you want to fill the score in that particular cell, you need to know the values at least in 3 positions corresponding to the cell that is to be filled. What are those 3 positions you need to know? Diagonal, above, and left. The position of the matrix cell Ij with respect to the diagonal is I minus 1, j minus 1. If you think that this is ith row and jth column, this is the position of the cell Ij you are trying to fill with the scoring. You are trying to fill with the alignment score. If you want to fill this cell with alignment score, as per the dynamic programming method, it is required to know the values in these 3 cells with the positions diagonal, above, and left. The position of the diagonal cell is I minus 1, j minus 1. When this is ith row, this is I minus 1 row. When it is jth column, this is j minus 1 column. Similarly, the above position is I minus 1 and j. The left position is I, j minus 1. So in order to fill the alignment score in this cell, you need to know the values or the alignment scores present in these 3 positions with respect to this cell. Then only the dynamic programming algorithm that helps in calculating the alignment score in this particular cell. I hope you are able to follow. Moving on further. Therefore, by knowing these 3 positions of the values to fill the alignment score in a particular cell Ij, the dynamic programming algorithm can be written as Vij should be maximum of the value present in Vi minus 1, j minus 1. I hope you remember I minus 1, j minus 1 is the diagonal position value. Take that value plus SAIBJ. This SAIBJ is the alignment score of the character at position I and the character at position J. Character of sequence A at position I and character of sequence B at position J. In simple words, remember that this is the alignment score, whether it is a match or mismatch. Then the second value is the above value, that is Vi minus 1j plus G. G is gap penalty. The third value is the left value Vij minus 1 plus G, again the gap penalty. So to fill the score in a particular cell Vij, as per the dynamic programming algorithm, that value is maximum of diagonal position value plus alignment score, above value plus gap penalty, and the left side value plus gap penalty. Take these 3 values. Whichever is the maximum of these 3 values will be the value of the Vij. I'll go back to the previous slide for a while. Yeah. So here I explained you that if you want to fill the alignment score in this particular cell, it is required to know the values in these 3 positions. If you know the values in these 3 positions, this is diagonal position, above position, left position. If you know the values in these 3 positions with respect to the position of the cell where you want to fill the alignment score, as per the dynamic programming method, that value will be maximum of diagonal score plus alignment score, above score plus gap penalty, left score plus gap penalty. If you take these 3 values, Among these three values, whichever is maximum will be the alignment score in that particular cell. So how do you do this process? How do you fill the matrix with the alignment scores, taking this dynamic programming method into consideration? That now let's discuss. And at the end, we will also take one example and see how to fill the matrix of alignment scores. And finally, how can we get the alignment between two sequences? And this is very important question, dynamic programming method. And this is the algorithm we used for the global alignment of sequences. Several times it is asked in the exams. So please try to be attentive and follow the class. So while comparing two sequences by this dynamic programming method, the first sequence is taken on horizontal axis, and this is something similar to dot plots, whatever we have discussed in the previous class. The first sequence is taken on horizontal axis. The second sequence is taken on vertical axis of the matrix. Then how many number of rows and columns should be present in the matrix? That depends. That depends upon the length of the sequence, that is trying the number of rows and columns of the matrix, that depends upon the length of the sequences that are involved in the alignment. So the number of rows and columns in the matrix, that should be greater than, here I missed out to write one, the number of rows and columns in the matrix, that must be one greater than the corresponding length of the sequences. So I have written 1. So the number of rows and columns in the matrix must be 1 greater than the corresponding length of the sequences. Say for example, M and N are the sequence lengths, then the number of columns and rows of the matrix, it should be M plus 1 columns and N plus 1 rows. Then the matrix cells are filled with values considering the DP algorithm, that is dynamic programming algorithm. Then the scoring scheme is used until the score for the entire sequence alignment has been calculated. Don't get confused. As we go further, it becomes clearer to you. So what I'm saying is, when you try to fill the matrix with the alignment scores, how do you fill the cells of the matrix? That the general procedure is given here. First sequence is taken on horizontal axis. The second sequence is taken on vertical axis. And then the number of rows and columns of the matrix, that should be 1 greater than the length of the sequence. One example is given. If you think that M and N are the sequence lengths, then the number of columns and rows of the matrix should be M plus 1 columns and N plus 1 rows. Then the matrix cells are filled considering dynamic programming algorithm. Then scoring scheme is also used until the score for the entire sequence alignment is calculated. And as the algorithm moves through every position in the matrix, the score Vij, that represents the best score up to that position. And after filling all the cells of the matrix with the scores, the best score of the alignment will be seen in the last cell of the matrix. What is the last cell? The lower rightmost cell of the matrix. That will be the highest scoring cell. And to get the alignment, once the matrix is filled with alignment scores, we need to get the alignment. That is the objective of this algorithm. So to get the alignment of the sequences from the filled matrix, we use a method called traceback method. The traceback step that determines the alignment that result in the maximum score. Let's see how does it work now. As I told you, the traceback step that keeps track of the path from the lower rightmost cell of the matrix to the upper leftmost cell of the matrix. The values present in the path that contribute to the highest overall score, that is found. And the path which is used for tracing back, that will be finally converted into alignment by recalling the initial scoring scheme. The sequence characters whichever present on the path, they may align with each other or they may be present next to a gap. If different paths are present during the traceback, that would result in different alignments. Whichever the alignment having the highest score or the best score, that is considered to be the best alignment. I'm sure you are not very clear, but I'm at the end of this presentation, I hope you'll be clearer. So this is the matrix which is filled with alignment scores. So this is one example where two hypothetical sequences are taken and the matrix is filled with the alignment scores. This is the filled matrix according to the scoring scheme. The scoring scheme defined here is +1 for match, 0 for mismatch, and also the gap penalty is 0. So here what I'm trying to explain, whatever the method I discussed so far about dynamic programming method, applying that algorithm, how the matrix is filled with the alignment scores, which will be used to get the alignment of these two sequences. These are the two hypothetical sequences considered to get the alignment by dynamic programming method. I will once again quickly summarize the steps involved in the dynamic programming method of alignment. What did I say? This method uses the matrix to fill the alignment scores. First sequence is taken on horizontal axis of the matrix. The second sequence is taken on vertical axis of the matrix. And the number of columns and number of rows depend on the length of the sequence. See here, if you take the length of this sequence, which is taken on horizontal axis is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So when the sequence length is 7 characters, the number of columns should be 8. In the previous slides, I discussed that it should be m plus 1 columns and n plus 1 rows, isn't it? So the sequence which is taken on horizontal axis, the length is 7 characters. So the number of columns are 8. Whereas the sequence taken on y-axis or the vertical axis is 4. So the number of rows are 4 plus 1, 5. So make the matrix with 8 columns and 5 rows, right? And one sequence is taken on horizontal axis, other sequence is taken on vertical axis. Then you need to define the scoring scheme. Here, in this particular example, the scoring scheme taken is that gives the value 1 for match. It gives the value 0 for mismatch. And it gives 0 for gap also. Gap penalty is also 0. Since the gap penalty is 0, we have to initialize the matrix with the value of gap penalty. Please listen carefully. This is called initialization of the matrix. What is this initialization of the matrix? The value which is defined for gap penalty, that value is used in all the cells of the first column, in all the cells of the first column, and in all the cells of the first row. This is the value of gap penalty, which is filled in the all the cells of the first column and all the cells of the first row. This is called initialization of the matrix. Once this is done, then you have to fill the next cell. What is the position of this cell? What is the position of this cell? Second row, second column. So the position of this cell is 2, 2. That means I is 2, J is also 2. The position of this cell is 2, 2. So how do you fill the value in this position 2, 2? Please remember, as per the dynamic programming method, to fill a cell in the matrix, it is required to know the values in the 3 positions with respect to this position. What are those 3 positions? Diagonal, above, left, isn't it? So if you want to fill this cell, you need to know the values in these 3 positions. You have the values in these 3 positions. After knowing the values in these 3 positions, you check in this particular cell how the characters are aligned. So G aligns with T. GT. You all know GT is a mismatch, isn't it? So what is the score given for mismatch? The score given for mismatch is 0, isn't it? So I'm going back to the previous slide. This is the dynamic programming algorithm. This is the ij value, Vij value to be filled. So as per the matrix we are trying to fill, this Vij is the 2, 2 position. That will be maximum of the diagonal value. There the diagonal value is 0. This becomes 0 plus the alignment score. The alignment score, there it is a mismatch. For mismatch, the score is given as 0, isn't it? So 0 plus 0, 0. So the first value has become 0. The second value is the above position. Above position is also 0. 0 plus the gap penalty. It is again 0. The left position is also 0 plus gap penalty 0. 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 0, 0. So the value to be filled in the cell 2, 2 is maximum of 3 zeros. What is the maximum of 3 zeros? It is 0. That's how the value in the position 2, 2 is 0. Next, moving on to the next cell. When you move on to the next cell, which is 2, 3, the same algorithm is applied here, right? The diagonal value plus alignment score. Here the alignment score is a match. It is a match. T matches with T. So the alignment score is 1. So 0 plus 1, 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0. I hope you understand why 0 plus 0. 0 plus gap penalty, 0 plus gap penalty. So maximum of 0 plus 1, 0 plus 1 is 1. Maximum of 1, 0, 0. Maximum of these three values 1, 0, 0 is 1. So here in 2, 3 position, you will have the value of 1. Likewise, you have to fill all the cells of the matrix. I am coming to this position just to repeat the process, right? To fill the value in this cell, you need to have the values in these 3 positions. And see the alignment at this position. A matches with A. So 3 plus 1, 4. 3 plus 0, 3 plus 0. 4 will be the maximum value. So that will be the value to be filled here. So likewise, by following the same formula, all these cells are filled. This is what I was discussing in the process of filling the scoring matrix using dynamic programming method. What did we do here? This is the example of filling the scoring matrix for 2 hypothetical sequences. First, take one sequence on the horizontal axis, the second sequence on the vertical axis. Initialize the scoring matrix with the gap penalty. As per the scoring scheme, the gap penalty is defined as 0. So all the cells in the first row and all the cells in the first column are filled with 0. Then to fill the next cell of the matrix 2, 2, we need to know the positions. I mean the values in these 3 positions. If we know the values in these 3 positions, we have the dynamic programming algorithm, which is maximum of diagonal value plus the alignment score. So here the alignment score is 0. Then the above value plus gap penalty, which is 0. Left value gap penalty, the maximum of all these 3 values is 0. So likewise, when you fill all these cells, the next step in aligning these 2 sequences is trace back method. And I was also telling that once you fill all the cells of the matrix, the highest score will be seen in the last cell of the matrix. That is the lower rightmost cell of the matrix. This is the cell. This is the cell where you will see the highest score. And when you do trace back, you will start from here. You will start from here. And it is conventional to go with the higher values in the tracing back. So how will you go in tracing back? See, there are 2 trace back methods given, trace back and obtain the alignment of the sequences. So the highest value. Then if you see in these 3 positions, you can go this way also, you can go this way also, you can go this way also. I told that it is customary to go with the high numbers available. So 4, better to go this way. So whatever the way you follow, the final result should be the best alignment. between these two sequences. So go here, again here, all the same. You can go like this also, like this also, like this also. When all the three values are same, preferably it is to go in diagonal direction. Then here, to go further, you have 2 here, you have 2 here, 3 here, better to go with high value. Then all the three values are same here, better to go in diagonal, then diagonal, diagonal, and finally this way. So this is called tracing back method. From this trace back path, we can obtain the alignment. The horizontal move indicates a gap. That means G gap. This diagonal move indicates match. T aligned with T. Then again, C aligned with C, G aligned with G, and again the horizontal move, that means T gap. G gap, because this is horizontal move, TT, CC, GG, T gap, AA, T gap, right? So here the maximum number of matches in this alignment, 1, 2, 3, 4. Score is 4. So this is one trace back which is followed. And from this trace back, based on the movement which we used in tracing back, we obtained the alignment of these two sequences. This horizontal move indicates the gap. So G is aligned with the gap. Then this diagonal move indicates match. T is aligned with the T. Again, diagonal move, C is aligned with C, G is aligned with G, T is aligned with the gap. So A is aligned with A and T is aligned with gap, because of which this alignment is obtained, the score of which is 4. What if you take the alternative trace back? Here, obviously, always the tracing back will start from the last cell of the matrix or the lower rightmost cell of the matrix where it has got the highest score. So instead of going, I said that it is customary to go with the the highest value. That would result the maximum score. With the maximum score, you will get the best alignment. What if you go in the other way? I also told that going in diagonal is preferential. Okay, so ignoring this highest score, if you go with the diagonal score, what happens? Let us see. It goes like this, right? Then the highest value is in diagonal. Highest value is in left position. So horizontal, then 3, 2, 1, 0. This is one possible tracing back which can be done, alternative tracing back. So if this is the case, how the alignment will be? G gap, T is aligned with T, C is aligned with C, G is aligned with G, T horizontal move. That means T is aligned with gap. Here also horizontal move. A is aligned with gap and T is aligned with A. Of course, it is a mismatch. Doesn't matter. So this is one alignment we obtained with a alternative tracing back. This is one alignment we obtained with another tracing back. Now we need to identify which alignment is the better alignment. So now you take the score of this alignment. How many matches are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 matches. So the score is 3. The alignment with the highest score is considered to be the best alignment. Score 4, score 3. So this alignment is the best alignment when you compare these two alignments. So that is how, by using the dynamic programming method for the two sequences under consideration, you can fill a matrix with alignment scores using the dynamic programming method. And after filling the scores in all the cells, you can apply traceback method. So by using this traceback path, you can convert the alignment. By using this traceback path, you can obtain the alignment between these two sequences. When several tracebacks are used, based on the score of these alignments, you can decide which alignment is the best or optimal alignment. If this is asked as 15 marks question. What is dynamic programming method? How the pairwise sequence alignment can be carried out using dynamic programming method. You have to write the principle of dynamic programming method and how to fill the matrix. How do you do trace back and take an example with two hypothetical sequences like this. Fill the matrix with the values, do the trace back, get the alignment. You need to do all this. And this will be the same answer for global alignment of sequences also. What is global alignment? What is the algorithm used? What is local alignment? What is the algorithm used? All that I will discuss in the next class. I hope you are able to follow what has been discussed today. So in continuation with that, alignment with highest score is the optimal one. And the choice of the scoring matrix is crucial step while aligning the sequences, because the match or mismatch scores and the gap penalty, whichever are chosen in the scoring matrix, that influence whether an optimal alignment is obtained or not. So the dynamic programming method, it breaks the larger problem into small sized problems, and the solutions for these small sized problems are determined. And these solutions of small sized problems can be used again and again without recomputation, because of which we can save a lot of time. This is the principle of dynamic programming method. It is considered to be very important method of uh, pairwise sequence alignment. The scoring scheme needs to be defined. The scoring scheme, whatever we define, that should be favoring the matches. Then the slightly higher values for the mismatches of similar characters, and less scores in case of the mismatches of dissimilar characters. And gap penalty needs to be defined, which will be usually the negative score. In this dynamic programming method, in order to fill the cells of the matrix, it is required to know the three positions while filling the matrix. Those are diagonal, above and left position. If you know these three values, the dynamic programming algorithm can be written as maximum of diagonal value plus alignment score, and the above value plus gap penalty, and the left value plus gap penalty. Before filling these different cells of the matrix, you take the first sequence on the horizontal axis, the second sequence on the vertical axis. Then you need to initialize the matrix with the gap penalty. That's how all the cells in the first row and all the cells in the first column need to be filled with the gap penalty. In this particular example, whatever I have shown you, the gap penalty is 0. So all the cells of first row, all the cells of first column are filled with 0. Then 2 position, how it is filled, I discussed, right? Maximum of those three values. And this 2, 3 position, how do you fill? It is a match. So the diagonal value plus 1, and the above value plus 0, the left value plus 0. Maximum of these three values is 1. So 1 is defined. There is also one trick. Instead of applying every time in the algorithm formula, calculating which is the maximum value and filling up, I'll just tell you one small trick so that you would be able to fill this matrix very fast. Say, for example, you take this particular cell, right? How do you fill this matrix? Look at these three positions. Okay, look at these three positions and see whether it is a match or mismatch. So this particular position, C with C, it is a match, right? So when it is a match, okay, take the diagonal value. Diagonal value is 1 here. So take the diagonal value plus 1 if it is a match. The answer is 2. Diagonal value 1, it is a match. If it is a match, the diagonal value plus 1. So it is 2. Now randomly I'll pick up one more cell. This, probably this cell I will take. Okay. Look at these three values, above, diagonal, left. This is the diagonal value, isn't it? And is it a match? It is a mismatch, right? If it is a mismatch, what you need to do? The highest of these three values. Do you remember? If it is a match, take the diagonal value plus 1. If it is a mismatch, take the highest of these three. The highest of these three is 3, right? We will check one more cell. Let's take this last cell. Okay. First see whether it is a match or mismatch. It is a mismatch. T with A. T with A, it's a mismatch. When it is a mismatch, the maximum of these three values. What is the maximum of these three values? 4. 4. So this is the shortcut way to fill all the cells in the matrix, right? Instead, you apply every time into the formula, find out and write. This way, quickly you would be able to fill all the cells in the matrix. Once you fill all the cells in the matrix, you will see the highest score in the last cell of the matrix, which is the lower rightmost cell of the matrix. Once all the cells are filled with scores, you have to apply the traceback method. When you do the traceback method, you start with the last cell, go with the highest value, 4 here, right? Then here all the three values are same, go in diagonal, again highest, diagonal, 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 horizontal. After this tracing back, you need to align these two sequences. Horizontal move means gap, G gap. Diagonal move means it's a match, T with T, C with C, G with G. Here it is again horizontal move. T is aligned with gap. So A is aligned with A, T is aligned with gap. In this case, alignment score is 4. Here another alternative path is taken. In that case, this is the alignment obtained with alignment score 3. So the best alignment is 4. Alignment with highest score is the optimal one. Choice of scoring matrix is very crucial because the scores given for match, mismatch or gap that influence whether optimal alignment is obtained or not. So this is what I wanted to discuss in this class, the principle of dynamic programming method and how the pairwise alignment of sequences is carried out using dynamic programming method. Thank you very much for your patient listening. All of you report your attendance in the Posto app.